Hello everybody, this is a bit of a strange video, mainly because I've just filmed one. This video won't be going out for a while, so the video that we just filmed, which was episode 2 of The Shorts Are Off, with Danny Howarth, UK Beef Magazine. Oh my. So, I'm currently 8 weeks and, is it 5 days? We are 8 weeks and 5 days out from ideally PCA Wales. Bit of a unprovoked prep, unorthodox start to a prep. It was never the idea. We went into a tidy up phase, and throughout the first initial few weeks of that, it almost got to a point where, due to, I don't want to say a few external stresses, because that almost sounds like I'm just like latching on and impulsively going into something, but I always want to be doing something for a purpose and doing something which is going to be long-term productive. And with the improvements that I made through my off-season, through last year to this year, I was quite happy with how things were looking. As things were getting leaner, we were quite confident with how things were. May was a shit show. So I was almost like, right, I want to... A learning curve, we'll say that. Get my head down, crack on with something. Bit of a challenge, but a focus, we'll put it as that. And that's not to say, that's not negative towards anyone, that's not negative towards anybody else. It's almost like, in the position I was in, I want to do something which is going to be quite cool, quite productive, and almost like a secret project. Initial plans are PCA Wales. It's local to me, so therefore I just want to do it. I've been to the show for the last 2 years, so PCA shows always run really, really good. We've also then got like pretty much a show every single weekend. In theory, we're not going to be doing shows every single weekend, but it's almost just a few ones and just jump into which ones we can, based on the look, based on condition-wise. Again, I'm not going to do PCA Wales if I'm not in condition. So the few ones, I think the week after there is NFM Midlands, might do that. 2 weeks after PCA Wales, so a week after NFM Midlands, is FitX Wales and NFM Wales, I believe, back-to-back days in the same venue, which is like 40 minutes from me. So again, that's going to be pretty easy to sort of plan out. And then maybe a 2-bro show, maybe 1 or 2 other PCAs. Ideally finals, maybe. And then last show, it's not a finals or anything, but it's a show in Germany. I'm pretty sure PCA Germany is a week after British finals, and I thought that would be quite cool, considering I wanted to go to PCA Worlds last year, didn't even fucking qualify, but that was the goal last year in junior men's physique, to jump into that show and just see how we did. Have a little bit of a nice end to a prep by going abroad. So that's what we're on to this year. Should be fun. Throughout this video, we're going to go through updates every time me and Chris film. Currently 8 weeks and 5 days out, already fucking prep brain. So yeah, I'm assuming by the next one it might be about 6 weeks out, then about 4 weeks out, maybe 2 weeks out. And we are starting the Unorthodox Prep series, technically where last year's shows began. We're actually in the Starbucks where I was sat about an hour pre-stage from Town Hall. So the fucking place of PTSD is over there. That's where D-Day fucking began. Is that right, D-Day? We'll run with it. Yeah, Day of Reckoning. Losing a PCA fucking first time this year. So probably a natty. Can't wait for the same thing to happen to this year. In terms of expectations, I haven't really got any. Like last year, I spoke about this on a reel, which would have been 8 weeks old by now, about like having expectations in a prep. And in your first prep, I think you should just be focused on enjoying a prep and just completing it. Because getting on stage is an achievement in itself. And obviously, like, I wanted to win and I wanted to do very, very well. I think I looked not ridiculously good, that sounds very arrogant, but I think I looked pretty good at like 6 to 8 weeks out, 5 weeks out, and then things went to bin. And that was, again, unfortunate. So this, in a way, is a bit of like, sort of just presenting a physique which I'm happy with and proud of. If that gets rewarded with placings, I would like to hope it does. I'd like to hope I pick up a few wins. That'd be fantastic. That'd be brilliant. But ultimately, it's not the long-term goal. The long-term goal for this prep is to showcase my physique in true stage condition in a presented way which I'm very, very happy with. And then from there, it'd be a case where I have experienced stage condition in junior bodybuilding and classic physique, because I want to be doing a mixture of both shows. Long term, I want to be going to classic physique. I want to be ideally at the upper level, so therefore I want to experience what it's like to go through not a classic prep, because every prep is still, you're getting lean, but stepping on stage in classic, seeing how I do. Junior bodybuilding, I will do a few shows, but it's not the long-term goal. I know it's not open, but I don't long-term see myself in open. So I might do 1 or 2 shows. If there's federations where I could do junior bodybuilding and classic, I will. But if it's things like PCA, etc., if I'm doing multiple PCAs, I'll probably do a classic show and then a junior bodybuilder the next week or whatever. But no, obviously after this video, it will be show day number 1. Might have the odd training video now and then, we don't know. But yeah, it'll be show day number 1, whenever that is. Then it might be a few other show days, and then ideally the last video, will be in Germany. It'd be quite cool. But aside from that, I'm ready to fuck off home because we've been in Birmingham for like 6.5 hours. I've trained, I've already had 3 meals, I've got a fucking load of work to do. So on my second coffee of the day, and I've already had 2 months as well. And cardio, I've still got cardio to do as well. We'll overlay some videos now and some clips of some photos from today and how I'm looking now. This is 8 weeks, 6 days out. I am just shy of 200 pounds, so I'm now officially natty, which is fantastic. 199 pounds, 0.25. I dropped a pound overnight. Leave a like, subscribe, share. Don't know what I'm saying it now because I'm going to say it in the next clip and the next clip and right at the end of the video. So see you in a bit. Hello, hello. I'm not going to say how's everyone doing because you would have just seen the clip from 2 weeks or so ago, I think it was, with Danny. Just finished up filming with Senor Morris, Macca Morris. We are now 6 weeks and 6 days out. We'll overlay some photos of how I'm looking now. Currently weighing around 194, 195 pounds. First refeed of prep is today and tomorrow, which is sweet. And generally everything's in a really good groove. We had a bit of digestive stress over last week, which we kind of identified as potentially tren, which is a bit annoying because with the minute time that we did use tren, visuals improved significantly. But tren is now back in. Oh my God, I'm going to kill someone. Chris, I'm going to kill you. But no, feel pretty good, look pretty sound, definitely tightening up a lot more, still a decent chunk to come off, like midsection glutes will be the last things to come in, but from where I'm at, I'm really, really happy. So yeah, there's not really too much of an update. Food is exactly the same, obviously. High days today, I will put up, am I on the right or the left of the camera? I'm bang in the middle. Middle, so they'll be overlaid somewhere. And that'll be sweet. Tomorrow might be a bit more, but what I'm actually going to do tomorrow will be the 4th episode of The Shorts Are Off, which will be just a full day of eating. I'm going to say it's a full day of eating in a reversal in an off season, so I'm lying again for social media. But content's content, so if you're interested in seeing how the second refeed, day of refeeding went, go and watch episode 4 of The Shorts Are Off because I'm just fucking bullshitting it. But no, feel pretty good. 6 weeks, 6 days, ideally. Again, as I mentioned in the clip beforehand, 2 weeks or so ago, if it's a case where I'm not ready, we will not do the show. Getting by the day. I've checked in yesterday, I checked in today, I'll check in tomorrow, probably check in Wednesday as well, just to see how things are looking post-refeed. Then I'm maybe initiating a bit of a dig. Like, I feel pretty sound. Over the last few days, I've definitely felt like a bit draggier based on the fact that food baseline is generally pretty low. So that's going to be playing a factor. But I'm quite responsive to pretty much any sort of drop. So I'd like to see how I'm looking sub 190 pounds. And that'd be quite cool. But yeah, aside from that, nothing else to say. We crack on. So yeah, aside from that, I'll catch you in 2 weeks' time, in 2 days, which will then be 4 weeks out and 5 days out, which is pretty fucking wild. Also, I've got classic trunks on now, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, aside from that, catch you not in a bizzle. I say in a bizzle, it'll be in about 10 seconds. Bye-bye. Hello. So, prep update. Fucking hell. Yeah, the last video would have been, the last clip I should have said you would have seen, would have been after push. Is it Push? Yeah, Push with Senor Morris, which was 6 and a bit weeks out, 6 weeks, 6 days out, I think. Yeah, so that was the start of like a 2-day refeed, which I put on my YouTube as like reversing out. It was just the second day of the refeed. But yeah, since then, obviously about 2 and a bit weeks later, Jono bottled today's session, as you would have seen from the YouTube 4 weeks ago, and we are now 4 weeks and 4 days out from the first show, first planned show, which is quite cool. I still don't really feel like I'm prepping, which is a bit strange. Like, I'm a bit more tired in the mornings, but then once I've woken up a little bit, I'm absolutely sound. Like, sessions are still really, really good. Sessions are still fun, which is exactly what you kind of want, really. But yeah, in regards to like food actually got dropped today. Been holding a little bit more information over the last few days, so food's been dropped because we're still need to be pursuing new levels of condition, also dropping down body weight. But then we've also dropped out cardio for, I don't have cardio today anyway, but we've dropped out cardio tomorrow and Friday to go back in Saturday and Sunday, which will then put me about 4 weeks out. 4 weeks out from the first show, which is pretty cool. And as of tomorrow, I am into the last month of prep before I'm on stage, which is pretty wild. It's come along very quickly and out of the blue, which is pretty cool. There's not really too much else to say. I feel really good. We've actually signed up to the show now, which is so I'm going to have a fair few people there. Logan in the back is going to be coming along too, which is pretty cool. Got a few of my clients coming, my family's coming, Chris is coming, Tim's coming, everyone's coming. But no, going to be pretty cool. So I'm pretty sure that's everything I've got to say. PDs, I'll put them out because everyone cares. I lied on the full day of eating. Tren is in, digestion is absolutely sound now. So it is 300 milligrams of testosterone, 500 milligrams of Mastron, and 100 milligrams of Tren. So I'm actually on significantly less than I was last year. And then also 50 milligrams of Anavar pre-workout. So yeah, androgen load is still pretty low. Lipolytics got up today, so it's 100 mcg of Clen, 20 milligrams of Yohimbine, 350 milligrams of L-carnitine, and that is that. So here's the drug talk. Food, as I said, would have been on screen. About 200 carb now, I think, on a training day, so it's literally just carbs pre and post workout. Rest day is about 150, I think. Yeah, carbs got dropped a little bit, so maybe like 120, something like that. But either way, feel pretty good. We're going to try and pursue sub 190 over the next coming days, and I'm assuming from then have a bit of a refeed, a bit of a up in food. But again, like, I'm still quite bubbly, relatively full post like an upper session, and yeah, just in a pretty good sort of spot. I've kind of been like here, there, everywhere as well, because I've been pretty much staying at Tom's a lot more. So Tom, thank you very much. It's obviously quite nice to be around people within bodybuilding a lot more, because around me in Cardiff there's a fair few people, but not overly all the time, so you almost feel a bit, I don't want to say lonely, because that's pretty sad, isn't it? It's not lonely at all, but it's nice to be like around people all the time who are like within bodybuilding, who understand the prep more. And then it's obviously a lot easier to film with Chris, it's a lot easier to see Tim, it's a lot easier to just see my mates who I speak to a lot more. So yeah, feel genuinely really, really fucking good and really excited. More so because I felt I was confident last year at 4 weeks out, but I'm even more confident this year. That being said, again, as I've probably mentioned plenty of times in this video already, you can never guarantee your placing, but you can just bring the best you can. And I feel like I'm bringing a significantly better package, obviously within different classes, but just overall really happy for what's going to be a very, very busy show season. The shows we're planning is PCA Wales. Obviously we spoke about this, but we're a bit more dialed in now, so it's going to be PCA Wales, FitX and NFM Wales, which are like back-to-back, same venue, pretty easy to get to, in the exact same venue as PCA Wales. Then it's going to be PCA Hull or PCA Yorkshire on the 29th of September, maybe PCA London or PCA Central, which is either week or 2 weeks after. We'll see, probably do one of them. And then it's going to be British finals if I qualify, which would be pretty cool, because obviously Trinity, Josh 10 are going to be there, Conte Sports, Josh 10 are going to be there, so I may as well do the show, may as well show my face, support the brands. Hopefully I don't look shit like I did last year. And then PCA Germany, which is going to be pretty cool. A fair few of Tim's clients are doing it as well. I'm doing it. Chris is coming along too. That's going to get video for the YouTube. I'll be the last of the show days. And then from then, it's just full-blown fucking off-season. I want to talk about an off-season, I haven't compared yet. But I've already got like a few ideas for the penciling for the off-season, which is pretty cool. We've got a few ideas for Germany, which is going to be pretty cool as well. So yeah, we'll catch you Monday. So when we are 3 weeks and 6 days out, when nothing much would have changed at all. Maybe on a refeed by then, who knows, I don't know. And then the week after, we'll be 2 weeks and 6 days out, and we'll film with Tim, and then probably the video after that will be, clip after that will be in peak week, or towards the latter end of peak week, going into when I've got my tangoed up. I look pretty cool. So yeah, there's the update. Feel pretty good. Very good session today with Logan, who's in the back. Yeah, 4 weeks, 4 days. I really hope it is actually 4 days. I'm just sound like an absolute mong. It is. Sound. 4 weeks, 4 days out. Let's get it. Let's go.
Probably hit the back and then lean towards the left. There you go. There you go. Breathe. Okay. There you go. Okay, now sit on your chest up. That's what. Instantly chest up. So you can chest up. Now rotate around. There. So that's the cue for you. Keep torso upright. Don't touch your hamstring and glutes anymore. That's absolutely bang on. Left hamstring now. Lean back. There you go. Left arm, squeeze it more. Perfect. Bring those ankles back. There you go. Bang on. Chest up, head up, chest up, head up, chest up, head up. There you go. Now, twist the floor away. There you go. Roll. Right pod. Yep.
Good. I don't know if I was going to say good afternoon because it's the exact same video that just carries on from when me and Logan filmed on Wednesday. So it is now what's the date?
It is currently, mate, the 5th of August.
5th of August. We're now 3 weeks and 6 days out from the first show. And yeah, feel actually pretty damn good. As you can see, I'm not in my usual
abode.
Not my usual abode. I'm not even on my own. This is Mr. Tom Taylor.
Hello.
Doesn't really need much of an introduction. I've known Tom for years, and over the last couple of months, we've got even closer than before, which is fucking lovely. And he's basically just been an absolute saint, and said for the last couple of weeks of prep, every other couple of days, fucking come to mine. So basically just been living here for the time being, which has been
class.
It's been absolutely wicked, and I've said to Tom how grateful I am. But it's made my prep for the last couple of weeks, where the last like 6 to 7 weeks is where it actually becomes a prep, in my opinion. It's not just a diet phase. That's actually where you need to like just get your head down and fucking crack on. And in a weird way, I don't really feel like I've had my head down and cracking on, because it's just been fucking easy. Like, we have our routine pretty much nailed. I'm now checking in daily with Tim, which you would have just seen. And our routines fit absolutely perfectly. We both wake up at the same sort of time. After I've checked in, which Tom has watched every single check-in, he's helped me with my posing. He's helped me out with pretty much anything I need. and it's been a case where I'm now 3 weeks and 6 days out, and it feels like nothing. I don't really have to think about too much. Where if I was to put this in comparison to last year, 3 weeks, 6 days out, I felt absolutely fucking awful, and I was absolutely on my ass.
Probably counting the days down, thinking.
Yeah,
oh my
counting the
Lord.
days down, saying like I might not even do any more shows after the first one. Just get me to the first one if I can even get there. Whereas now I'm just like, fucking hell, can this just hurry the fuck up? I just want to be on stage now.
Yeah, we were saying, weren't we? We were in Hull 2 and a bit weeks ago
Yeah.
now. I think that thing's like.
Yeah.
It feels like yesterday.
Yeah, it's genuinely absolutely flown by, and I know like within a prep, like every single day feels like an absolute age, but we get to the end of the day, I'm like, Jesus Christ, that's gone quick.
Another day ticked
And
off.
it's like it's genuinely bliss. Like it's absolutely perfect. Like for example, today we're going to be filming with Chris and Sam and Harrison, so it's going to be a decent another YouTube video. So that'll be push. Shorts are off 7, I think. I'm not too sure.
Yeah, it's 7.
So yeah, that'll be a good fun video. And then aside from that, obviously we're doing our cardio shortly, semi-checking off to Tim. Checking wise, I was 187.5 pounds. So we dropped 2 pounds since yesterday, which was a £3 drop from the day before. So it's not, since I got to Tom's on Thursday, I've dropped £7. So once we're with Chris later, we'll do another update in regards to any sort of changes from today, because we weren't expecting to drop this much over the last few days, like at all. Last Sunday I was 192 and a bit, and then it went back up because of a bit of sort of external stress, which again, Big Tommy T has massively helped out with. As you probably would have seen at the start of this video, external stress in May was present, and let's just say a few little bits, not stresses, but just signs have crept in over the last couple of weeks. But Tom's been an absolute gem, and even though didn't think I was stressing about things and didn't think I was letting things piss me off, he's literally just been like, Josh, shut the fuck up, get to mine, we'll chill out. It's been wicked. I've even got my fucking PlayStation here now, so when I wake up, because I wake up even earlier than Tom now, I just start playing Foot Champs. It's quite fun.
Yes,
And then I start losing to those, so I just really hope Tom wakes up, because he used to be a professional FIFA player, and then just jump in and save the day.
It's a perfect setup though.
No, it's
Like,
genuine. I full on cannot ask for more for Tom, for Charles, for his nan, for his family, for having me. It's been absolutely wicked, and I can flat out say, if I wasn't here, I probably wouldn't be in this position when it comes to prep.
Oh man, no, it's at least honestly in prep. If you're seeing someone that, not even somebody that's been through stress though, but like I said, mate, I think if I had my house and it was free, and I didn't actually tell you, like, come mate, I know what it's like, mate. Prep's very lonely anyway.
Yeah.
And then when you're in a space that's lonely, in like
Yeah,
a lonely area.
I've got like a fair few people around me.
For
in
sure,
Cardiff,
mate. Yeah.
But then it gets to the point where the vast majority of people I speak to are in my head up north. This isn't up north; it's Staffordshire, so it's not up north, but it's up north for me. But it's a case where now it's like, okay, today I see you every single day now. I see Tim every week or so for an in-person check-in. I'm obviously film with him next week. We're seeing Sam today. Saw Danny a couple of weeks ago. Saw Connor. Saw Harrison. Who else we've missed? There's going to be someone we've missed.
Connor, maybe so Connor, Lucy, Danny,
Danny,
Sam,
Sam.
Harrison.
There'll be someone else.
I think that's it.
But either way, like, you get to meet up with all your mates.
When you
pretty much
have
all the
more
time.
planned, and when you have like, okay, we've got this planned on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, it makes it seem like such a breeze.
Yeah, 100%.
Such a breeze, and then you're thinking, I've got this planned for next weekend. Oh, weekend comes around, next thing you know, you're 3 weeks out.
Yeah.
And then you've got things planned for next week, that's 2.5 weeks,
Yeah.
2 weeks out. And you're thinking, I'm doing all these things, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
so it makes it go quicker. And then alongside that, if you can reduce stress, it's an ideal scenario.
100%. It's like, for example, if I was to think about the rest of my prep now, and he's till the first show, I'm here till Thursday. I go home for 2 days. City play United on the Community Shield on Saturday, so I'll be able to watch that. And then back here on Sunday, in-person check-in with Tim on the Monday, back home on the Tuesday. Then,
Legs Wednesday, isn't it?
yeah, legs.
And then you got something.
And then if Tim wants an in-person check-in, I think Tom did say I'm allowed to come out, but I'm not too sure if I'm going to put him off on that, because he's already done me too many favours. But if he's insistent on it and it's absolutely fine,
It's invaluable, mate, at this
I
point.
will say yes, because that'll be like a week and 6 days out. Tom then comes to mind at the back end of that week, which is like 9 to 10 days out, because he's seeing one of his clients. And then I'm in Peak Week, and I've got Chris staying at mine. Chris, do in this.
And then you got Tim staying with you.
I think Tim and Meg might be popping down as well. And then I'm on stage.
See, when you break it down to that, mate, it's mental.
Yeah. By the way, in regards to today's check-in, obviously body weight was down another £2, which is fucking sick. We haven't done cardio since Tuesday. It's just been steps, been deloading since Saturday, so I don't really know what's in. I'm assuming we're back in the gym today, which will be good.
Dropped a lot of fluid.
Dropped a lot of fluid, even though I drink a lot of fluid.
A lot of fluid, a lot of stress, you can
Yeah.
tell, less inflammation. And I was telling Josh yesterday here, Josh has a physique where if he was inside out peeled, it would legitimately make him worse. And that might sound like, whoa, what do you mean? But he has like a fullness and this roundness to his muscles, and his muscle bellies, I should say, that if you take away from that, it's so hard to bring it back. And with you, you could be 90%, and that is your 100%. It's a 90% condition.
Which it sounds like it is a shame because you want to be just ridiculously lights out all the time, but then you almost need to be honest with yourself and be like, I need to be the best version of me. The best version of me might not be what everyone categorises perfect, because you don't have ripples and waves through your glutes all the time. Granted, my glutes are getting pretty lean; they're boxed off pretty much completely. Lines are coming through.
There is still more to come.
Yeah, there's a lot more to come off.
What I mean is that you'll see people like absolutely skinned out of their mind, and whether they just keep pushing for more condition, for more condition. But we saw from last year's prep, mate, if you keep pushing,
Yeah.
you're not going to get it back.
Yeah, I think last year, like obviously we weren't initially thinking to do bodybuilder. I think when that was in mind, it was like, okay, we need to be getting the glutes, we need to getting this in. But then the more that was chased,
The worse it got.
It kind of took away. And before anyone takes that out of context, because the amount of fucking times, and I'm going to get pissed off now, the amount of fucking times where I've said something about my prep and it's been like, oh my god, this is a dig at your old coach. It's really fucking not, because it's the first time I was prepped. I was literally wanting to get leaner. I was saying dig. We both said, yeah, dig. So please don't fucking take that out of context, because I will call you a cunt. But no, it's a case where like last year was a learning curve, and if I was still coached by Reece now, we would 100% be doing things differently.
Yeah, anyone would. And every first preps don't go perfectly. They don't. It's that every prep is a learning experience. Every prep isn't perfect. There will be no perfect prep. No perfect prep. You just get to know your body
Unless
more.
your name's Jack Hattersley.
Yeah, that is true.
Unless your name's Jack Hattersley.
And then
or Joe Gillen.
You get to learn more and more and more about someone's physique, and how they respond, and how they adapt, and how they look. But I can just tell now, if you push for more condition, obviously we still are, but if you were like absolutely on the money and you're like there's more to come off, and you went for that, obviously try to dig for more, you take away from his attributes. And that's what's really important about bodybuilding. You need to understand how that person is at 100%. It might be a little bit less conditioned, but that's them at 100. Because otherwise, if you get 100% peeled, it might take away from their structure, their fullness, their shape, with how much muscle you've acquired over the past year. You don't want to hinder that. So that's something to take into consideration as well. So with how things are going and the trajectory of progression that he's made, in the space of since Thursday, 7 pounds off. Yeah, you're flatter, but then again, more conditions coming through. My job is to literally keep the stress down.
It's not condition that's taken away from muscle. It's not eaten away. It's just fat that's coming off, which is exactly what we want. I do feel like if cardio is in at the moment, that would be a bit different. So it's a case where it's a good thing that it's not. But aside from that, like everything's in a really good spot. I'm going to overlay. Obviously, I know you would have watched some of my check-in at the start. I'll actually overlay some of my actual check-in photos now. But we need to head off because Tom needs to do cardio, Shal needs to do cardio. We all need to do steps. I'd send my check-in off to Tim to know if I'm even doing cardio. And yeah, that's it. So we'll catch you. Obviously, then you would have seen already the video, which would have been push. I'll catch you after the video. We'll get like a couple of minutes snippet of talking after the session, what the actual update was from Tim, and we'll get Tom back on. We'll get Sam on. We'll get Harrison back on, and there'll be a.
This is good. I like this.
Laugh.
If nobody knows, mate, it's weird. It's like weird. Like it's not.
Tom said to me the other day, he's like, "Why don't you just put it up like 2 weeks out, a week out?" I was like, "Nah."
Oh no.
It's quite cool.
It is cool. It is cool. It's very, very cool. I like it. But yeah.
I'm never doing that again. I can't wait for my next prep in like 2 years' time where I can actually go through and document things. It's so much more fun.
There are shots where they're like, I wish I could post that.
There's some I'm like, I have to post a week later. I'm like, these look quite cool. Never looked at this body weight before. Fuck off, man.
Improvement season.
Yeah, improvement season. Hashtag cookie. What was my hashtags on that post? Hashtag cookie box. Hashtag binge protocol. Hashtag BHC. If you know what the BHC stands for, you're a bad boy.
We'll see you.
Right.
In
Check
the
your
next
photos
one.
are up. We need to go and do fucking steps.
Let's get it.
See you in a bit. Okay, so prep update about 9 hours after the last one. There was no changes. Body weight, as it's like 7 pounds down, we don't really need to. We're going to run for the next few days, see how we are. We're very flat, but just see how we sort of are over the next couple of days. Most likely put some food in, I'd imagine Wednesday, Thursday. As you pulled off a decent chunk of body weight. It's the first time I've been sub 190 pounds in a very long time, like since before prep, which is probably around... Tom, what's like sub 190 pounds in kilos? 85, 86?
Yeah, you're looking at like 87, I'd say 87, yeah.
87-ish kilos. Like, it's the best by far I've looked at this body weight, but I'm also incredibly flat. But it's needed at this point. You need to get flat to get lean, to get peeled. So, not within striking distance, but we're definitely getting pretty close now. It's most likely just midsection glutes that need to come in for the most part. Everything else, like top line, is pretty much there. Face is getting harder to hide. So yeah, be sound. As and when that refeed comes, I might actually film some bits on my own again, because they're quite cool, because everyone cares about food so much, and getting closer to shows, I want it to be a case where I'm keeping at least this video a bit more up to date before we just do a bit more regular videos in between shows and show days. So I'll leave it there. The next time I'll be on camera will be maybe in the refeed, if it's at Tom's. If not, I'll probably just be a bit lazy, I won't bother. Or it'll be a week today when we film with Tim. So that'll be a prep update, kind of, with my coach, kind of, who can just say how shit of a client I've been. But yeah, 3 weeks and 6 days. Let's fucking get it. Right, hello. It's been a while since I last filmed, and the quality of this part of the video is going to be absolutely horrendous because I'm filming on my front camera, not even on the back one, and it's also Chris who's not videoing, so enjoy. I'm now in peak week. It's been like what, 3 weeks since the last update on this video, 2-ish since the last update on my YouTube, because obviously that was with Tim, which we didn't get anything for this video because we're fucking shit. But yeah, pretty sound. 2 days into the fat load, well, 1 day and a couple of hours. Yesterday's totals was like 100 fat, 60 carb, I'd say 220 protein. It's like an extra 15 fat today. I want to say roughly. All the updates will be on my Instagram, as you will all know. But in regards to today, the reason I'm driving, and it is 7:35, is because I ordered my trunks from Black Ice Bikinis, or Black Ice Alpha, and they need amending. So I don't want to send them back and then run the risk of them still need altering. So I'm just going to drive up today. So it's going to be a very long day indeed. I've got push at 2 RAR. I might have a posing lesson as well with Mr. Ryan Brambleby. Mainly because I just need to fix a few things when it comes to like any posing I do where I have a little bit of a tilt. So like a front double, even like a most muscular, because I kind of hit it with a little bit of a tilt. And I find it quite difficult to keep my quad on. So that's the main reason, and it's on the way back. So at least it gives me things to do at this point in prep. I find like the most difficult thing for me, because obviously we're not even like obviously we're not going to be pushing hard now in a peak week, but even before peak week started, we weren't really pushing. It was just low food, no cardio, and just steps, which is a lot different to last year. Whereas as much as it's more beneficial for me, it's a bit of like a weird sort of head shift, because I'm now in the point where I'm like, I feel my head's like, Josh, you should be doing more, because I'm used to doing more, if that makes sense. And then it's also a case where like I'm pretty much ready. Like I am ready. I've been ready for like the last week. So it's a case where, or 2 weeks really. It should be a case of refining a few little tweaks, but it's more so just waiting. Like that's the bit that's annoying. It's like just waiting around and like I just want to be on stage now, which is a nice feeling because I'm just excited for the show. But I'm just like, I'm not even excited for the carb load. Well, I am, definitely am. But I'm more so excited for just getting on stage now. So it's just the time that kills you. It's just like, fucking hell, get me to the next meal. Not because, like, I'm not even food focused, but it's getting me to the next meal because that's something. Then it's the next meal. And then after the last meal, I'm just like, right, get me to bed. The next day is pretty much here. So that's where my head's at right now. It's just, right, get me to the next day because I just want to be on stage. But no, as of today, 6 days out, 6 days and a couple of hours out. Yeah, I'm very flat at the moment. I'll overlay some photos from this morning's check-in, like somewhere. Very flat, will get flatter, but it is needed to bring the best me possible. In regards to a fat load, well, I've got a bit of time, may as well run through the reasons why. So essentially, you want to fill up intramuscular triglycerides just so you can potentially get a little bit fuller when you do put carbohydrates in. And even though I'm not completely zero carb, like there's still fruit in my diet, and I genuinely feel pretty sound. It's not too far off like my baseline diet. It's more food than I'm having on like I was having on like a baseline rest day. So there's no like cream of rice or anything. But like, meals are like sound, like they're enjoyable, and I don't really care. Like I said, the main thing is just like filling up time, which is annoying, which is nice because today I've got obviously a busy day. Tomorrow I might film a few bits. It's not as busy, but I've got a few things on. I've got a massage, just to like get a bit of tissue work done, and then I've got a flush out massage, which is not really like anything deep. It's just flushing things out on Friday, which will be sound. But literally from today onwards, like I've got things on, so I should be generally pretty sound. Massage, I've got a few in-person check-ins tomorrow, I think, and that'll be my last like pull session at 2 RER. Wednesday is a rest with like the rest of the fat load plus a little bit of carbs being trickled in. Obviously I have no idea how much food anything is at the moment. I'll know tomorrow, and then likewise on Wednesday. Thursday is beginning of like a full carb load, and another pump session. Friday is most likely going to be a rest day. I've got my haircut, and then the like flush out massage, which should be sound. Then Friday is drying off day, and tan, lovely stuff. It's come around really fucking quick. I'll still try and get some bits filmed through peak week. So I feel like it's quite exciting. I might run through like when I'm carbing up like my foods and shit, because everyone fucking loves watching shit like that. But yeah, aside from that, I've still got another 2 hours and 52 minutes of my drive. Fucking banging. I may film some stuff with Ryan. Maybe get him a plug. Not that he needs it. But yeah, aside from that, I'll leave it there. If there's any updates from today, I'll catch you later on today. If there's not, I might catch you tomorrow. If I don't catch you tomorrow, I'll catch you Wednesday. And if I don't catch you Wednesday, I'll catch you Thursday. And so on and so forth. So yeah, bye-bye.
Right, hi everybody. So 3 days out, mental. Probably wondering why I'm in bed and you are watching from this angle, because it's probably very weird. I thought I'd keep this nice and raw. This is pretty much my morning routine. It is currently 6:37 a.m. on Thursday. So today is the start of the carb load, and this is my usual routine before I basically start the day. My day for the last couple of weeks has been started off with just playing a bit of FIFA in the morning. I usually have been waking up at around 5:30. Today I woke up about 6:15, which is quite nice. I don't really set an alarm. I'm a lot more chilled out in the morning, which is lovely, fantastic. And it's a case where in the morning, because Tim was over in the States for a few of his client shows, and it was Josh Wolf and I think his girlfriend as well. who looked really, really good, who looked mental, ridiculous, very good. Because Tim was waking up at like his like 4 a.m. ish, which is like 9 a.m. I was like, well, I'm just going to check in at that time, keep that consistent, and just chill out for the morning. So I've kept that sort of routine. So I'll check in, even though I've already got my foods, I'll check in about for the next hour or so. So I'll put some photos up of how I'm looking today, and also body weight, because I haven't checked yet. I weigh just before I check in. But we've already got the plan in terms of the carb load for today. And I'll run through it now. So it is 178 protein, 49 grams of fat, 707 grams of carbohydrates, and 3,981 total calories for the day. Also, I've just checked on the camera before I go onto my food. I am not naked. I have got boxers on. So before this gets demonetized, I am not naked. YouTube, please do not demonetize this. I want to make loads of money off it. But yeah, in regards to food for today, we have got first meal, 1 egg, 2 turkey bacon rashers, 2 bagels, 100 grams of blueberries, 1 Squares bar, which is sound. I'm going to eat that around 9:30. Tim said to get my session a little bit earlier than usual today, because I've been training at around, say, 3 p.m. Still on 2 meals, but just get my session in a bit earlier, and obviously keep food as low volume as you possibly can do. Pre-workout meal is 30 grams of whey, 100 grams of cream of rice, 100 grams of blueberries, 20 grams dark chocolate, 30 grams of dates, and then also 1 Squares bar, 30 grams of jam. Intra-workout is 3 grams of creatine, which I'll get onto in a minute, why that's lower. And then also 30 grams of carb drive. Post-workout, 30 grams of whey, 150 grams of Frosties, 100 grams of blueberries, 1 Squares bar, 30 grams of honey. Meal 4, so I'll probably have this around, say, 6 p.m.-ish, will be 120 chicken, 2 bagels, 50 grams of veg, 100 grams of pineapple, and 30 grams of honey. No rice in this meal, which I'll touch upon, again, reasons why, shortly. And then last meal is 30 grams of whey, 30 grams of dates, 200 grams of frozen blueberries, 20 grams of almond butter, 75 grams cream of rice, and 30 grams of low-fat cereal of choice. So something like Frosties, Rice Krispies will be absolutely sound. So first of all, creatine, in regards to why that's lower. Basically, we're spacing out creatine throughout the day, so it's going to be 2 grams of creatine with each meal. So I have 13 grams in total today, just to help the absorption and sticking of the carbohydrates. And then it was also the rice, wasn't it? Yeah. So last year I had a fair few digestive issues, which was most likely down to rice. And then yesterday, as I was having a little bit more carbohydrates like trickled through throughout the latter end of the day, I had 2 meals with rice. And even though now I use uncooked rice, there was still like a little bit of like digestive stress. Not even that digestive stress. It was like I'd have a meal, and legitimately, as I was having like my beef and rice meal, which is like 125 grams of uncooked rice, like I felt my face getting a little bit like puffy and hard, almost like some sort of like allergic reaction or something like that. So I'm just going to put it out for carb loads, just to reduce any sort of potential risk or anything like that. And then aside from that, 10 litres of water, so an extra 1 litre on top of my baseline, and then salt is at 15 grams, so that'll be around, I think it was, how much? I worked it out, how to space it out like perfectly throughout the day. 2.5 grams of pink salt with each meal. Then I'm going to put a 1 gram in my pre-workout drink, and then 2 grams in my intra. So that would be sound. Here's the update from today. Very chilled out, very excited. And yeah, feel quite present, feel quite good. So yeah, I will leave it there. If there's anything else I want to add to this video from today, which I probably will do, I'll probably put up some, like, I'll probably come back to you, like say post-workout-ish, or like with my 4th or 5th meal, then just like an update on today, how I've looked post-workout, stuff like that. Then after that, will probably be an update from tomorrow, which will be 2 days out, which is going to be carb load, rest day. I've got a few things to do. I've got a haircut. I've got an in-person check-in with Tim because he's making his way down to Wales today. And then I've got my last like flush out massage on tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. And then we should be pretty much ready. But yeah, all is good. All is good. Good morning. Good morning. It's currently, what time? 10 minutes to 7 on Friday. 2 days out from PC Wales. So yesterday was sound. I forgot to record some of the bits, and by the time I remembered to film some bits, by the time I was editing like the little bit from yesterday, I was like, I'm way too tired. I just want to get to bed. No, yesterday was sound. Really happy with the visuals post workout, which obviously again you would have seen a couple of minutes ago. It was quite weird, like literally as I was like on the treadmill, I could feel like my arms literally pumping up and filling up with blood. The benefits, I think, some Superdrol, which isn't underdosed as it was last year. But I'm really happy with where things are at. The rest of the day was sound. I actually went to Ethan's to have a little bit of posing practice. For those who don't know, Ethan is Ethan Kavanagh, now BMBF overall champion. Well done, mate. I've trained with Ethan for the last like year and a half, since like just before I started my last prep, and I feel like he should have been on the YouTube a lot earlier than this. We haven't really trained too much since like end of May, June-ish time, because obviously I started prep and he was already in prep, and we probably go through a prep in a different sort of way. I'm very much like, I want to be seeing people, I want to be doing this, I want to be doing that, whereas Ethan is like, right, head down, crack on. And then once I was kind of a little bit out of the usual sort of routine, I think he was almost just like, I'm just going to crack on and do things, and that's completely sound. That's absolutely sound. He dropped me a message the other day before he got on stage, not just before, but the morning of, and he was like, I do apologise if I've been a bit like this, etc. Ethan, don't stress. Do not stress at all. But yeah, I'll overlay some clips, or like they either be in the background or I'll show them like now.
So you see how your hand, do what you're doing with your thumbs, but see how you have your hands there.
Yeah.
Twist them in slightly, only a tiny bit.
Mm-hmm.
Just because I think it'll give more shape to like delts and yeah. Yeah, there. I think it looks a bit better. But I think even still, you could probably get like more out of this. Having
Okay.
that. So like contract it forward, and then keep it contracted forward and pull it back. Yeah, because you know right there, it's also hard because of lighting, but
Yeah.
like because of that, then your erectors pop through more than when it,
So my rectors are very good.
yeah. But then when you hit it the first time around, they almost look like a flat.
Flat, yeah.
One other thing I noticed as well, which is just with your hands, twist your hands inwards there. On here as well. So when you start, I think go onto your toes more, and then only bend down as much as you need to.
Yeah, I don't bend down much on this.
Yeah, because like at the moment, obviously your toes aren't that. You're not like on your toes that much.
No.
But then what I think is like when you do it, you can see more detail in your leg as you're getting into it than when it's there sometimes.
Yeah.
So maybe
Yeah.
just play around with that. Just a little bit more there. Yeah, as long as you can get on that, on that left glute,
Yeah.
that looks good.
Cool. There you go. I've probably done a bit of both. I'm just running through a few things in regards to just tweaking my bodybuilding posing a little bit better, because it's not bad, but it definitely could be better. And that's something which ideally, if I can get to a good point, that'll be fantastic. But yeah, in regards to today, we're going to be taking things meal by meal. I'm checking in about an hour, and I sent Tim my body weight before I went to bed last night. It was actually a pound lower than the night before. I think I was at 195 2 days ago before I went to bed, and then I was 194 last night. So my body weight, in theory, will be. It sounds like it would be lower, but I checked about 10 minutes ago. It's like 184 at the moment. It's probably come down to around maybe like 183 and a half, 183, which would be like say 2.5 pounds up from the 700 carb yesterday, which is sound. Like we're ideally looking to land at around 185 pound, which is still a decent bit of filling to do. When I saw body weight was a little bit down as opposed to the day before, like in terms of like pre-bed sort of weighing, initially I was like, oh shit, a fair amount of food's going to go in. But then this is almost where I feel my mentality is maybe shifted a lot since last prep, because my 2 days out protocol last year, which was the kitchen sink protocol, as anyone who would have seen my Instagram, well, to be fair, it'll still be on my highlights if you want to go and watch through that. Obviously it's not like a video, but it's me chatting through it. It was literally like I dropped a kilo after 750 carb. Like a kilo is a decent bit to lose after 750 carb, especially at like the body weight I was at and like my size, etc. So it was literally a case of like 1,100, 1,200 grams of carbs, like 6,500 calories, which in the moment it's quite fun because obviously your appetite's high, like, oh my God, so much food, but that's a negative because you're having to do so much to rectify an issue at 2 days out. It's probably not the best. But at the moment it's nice that my body weight, my body is nice and responsive to food, which is exactly what we want at this point. We don't want it to be a case where you're just thinking, right, loads of food, because yes, in the moment that might sound nice, it might sound fantastic, but then you need to be objective, and the goal is to fill up without sort of any issues. And so far so good. Obviously I'll now overlay photos from my first check-in today, which will be about an hour or so where my body weight is. And then from there we're just taking it meal by meal, so I'll be posing I'm pretty sure after every meal or like just before my next meal. I'm then popping up to Tim's after I have my first meal, so I'll be eating at around say 9 and then just leaving afterwards. His Airbnb is like an hour away from me. Then we'll probably do another in-person check-in, sort out the next food. I might be seeing him after, or I'll just be sending rounds, etc. But aside from that, it's literally just feet up today, chill out most likely, and yeah, just take things hour by hour and try and enjoy being 2 days out. I'm a lot more present than I probably think, because I am just quite relaxed, but then it almost gets to a point where in the mornings I'm really relaxed, but then as my day starts to fill up, as I have work come through, and as I think, right, I need to do this, I need to do that, like I need to obviously get the last bits of body hair off today, I need to exfoliate, little things like that. Combine that with, I've got to check in before or after every single meal. I've then got a massage at 6:30. I've then got my haircut at this time. Like my head gets a bit scrambled. So what I've literally been doing is like planning out my day every like 10 to 15 minutes, just to sort of alleviate a bit of stress. But aside from that, I've been up since about 5-ish. The usual sort of routine which we were seeing yesterday, playing a bit of FIFA, chilling out, and just not trying to think too much. Just listen to a bit of music, been watching a few podcasts, a few videos on YouTube, literally just to chill out in the mornings. So yeah, I'll try and film a little bit more today, because today's going to be like taking it hour by hour, as I mentioned, so there's going to be a few little updates, and then I might have a little bit of a chat this evening, and then I'll update in the morning with regards to what that POA is. I think I'm staying at Tim's Airbnb tomorrow night, just for the night before the show. So it'll be sound. But yeah, I will leave it there for now. There'll probably be more updates later. I'll probably film as I'm driving up to Tim's in a couple of hours or so, in regards to what the first meal was, blah blah blah, stuff like that. So yeah, I'll leave it there. And we are back. I updated you this morning, didn't I? I did. So first meal was exactly the same as yesterday. I'm now 2 meals deep. And I've also got a haircut, so I look quite handsome. To be fair, you'll probably know by the time this video is up, and you'll probably be able to tell by the end of this video. Everyone who's watched this is seeing my Instagram. I don't know why I'm pretending there's people who follow my YouTube who don't. I'm thinking about taking the beard off. I've been thinking it for a few weeks, maybe. I think, you just look a bit cleaner, even though my beard is now shaped up, obviously. It doesn't look bad, but yeah, I'm thinking to run it back because I feel like it ages me, and I feel like I'll look a bit cuter, a bit younger, a bit more PCA, and I'm doing a PCA show. So yeah, I'm thinking about taking the beard off. That's the only change that's going to happen with my appearance aside from a tan. But yeah, so first meal was exactly the same as yesterday with an extra squares bar, so an extra about, what, 25 carb and then like a couple of fat, 1 protein, which is sound. The visuals were really good, really happy with them. I was £2 up from yesterday, so I was 183.25 this morning, which is a lot less, not a lot less, but it's a bit less than what I would usually gain after about 700 carb. So probably going to be a bit more going in today. In total, we're just taking it meal by meal. So I drove after my first meal to Tim's Airbnb, which is like an hour away from me, which is fantastic. Second meal was 100 cream of rice. Fucking hell. It'll be by here. 100 cream of rice, 30 dates, 30 jam, 20 dark chocolate, 20 whey, and 100 blueberries, I want to say, maybe. Probably. Either way, all my food's there. Whatever it says by here, that is what the meal was. So yeah, that sounds. I was gonna head to K2 Gym Bridgend after this haircut to meet Tim for another in-person check-in to decide my next meal. It's so difficult to fucking change gear with fucking hand. Fuck. My Tourette's comes out when I'm stressed. And my autism. But no, because I was stressed. It was stressing me out more. So Tim was just like, right, just go home. I'd probably rather you check in your normal spot anyway. So I'll just be checking in there for the rest of the day. Going to check in around just over an hour. So it's 10 to 2 now. So I'm going to check in around 3. Get the POA for meal 3. And then probably check in around 6-ish for my meal 4. And then just before it gets dark for my last meal. Unless Tim wants to be on 6 meals plus, we don't know. But aside from that, everything is sweet, everything is sound. The rest of today is literally just get home, feet up, chill out, and then it is one day out. One day out. Here we are. 15-ish. No, about 13 and a half hours out. It's 5 to 10. And tan's on. This is a long video, so if you've made it this far, fair fucking play. Yeah, that's prep. Well, at least phase 1 of prep, the hard part of prep. Done and dusted. I'm going to leave it here for this video. This will be the last bit, don't worry. But yeah, that's prep. A secret prep until 3 weeks ago. Done and dusted. Today was obviously just drying off. First meal we had with carbs in, so it could have been a little touch for us to keep fullness there. And it was a case of just pro-fat meals for the rest of the day with Peak Max. Sorry, a non-affiliated Conte product with each meal. But yeah, I feel pretty good, feel pretty sound. I'm going to put up some photos that I just had taken about half an hour ago, where I look pretty cool and pretty cool. As I said at the start of this video, like there's no pressure on placings this year. I say that I want to win. I want to win as much shows as I can do. I'm never going to bullshit and say I don't go into a show wanting to win. I think I kind of went into this prep thinking, let's just see how we do as a bodybuilder. Let's just see. I want to win. When this goes out, it might be just before I go on stage. I do want to get this up tomorrow. So you probably know how I've done. But yeah, like ultimately, like there is no pressure on placings this year. It's just display a really good package, and hopefully, if that gets rewarded with some first place, it's fantastic. If it doesn't, I've already won in the sense of I've got leaner than I did last year. I've got a lot more tissue. I'm like 20 odd pound up, 25 pound up in better condition, and I've been pretty present throughout the whole of this prep, and I'm just really excited for what's to come. Plans have changed since yesterday. The current POA is obviously PCA tomorrow, PCA Manchester next week, which I've signed up to. So cat's up the bag. When you're watching this, I'm also 7 days out. And then most likely FitX Midlands, because 3 back-to-back peaks wouldn't really work. So we're going to do FitX Midlands, hopefully there, I'll do Classic there, and I'll also do junior bodybuilding, and then most likely PCA Hull, 2 weeks off, PCA finals, maybe FitX finals. We'll see. So yeah, that's the video. It's prep, secret prep, done and dusted. So hopefully you've now seen how my prep's been. It was never a mini cut, but it was for a week. And I said to Tim, "Do you fancy prepping?" He said, "Yeah." Here we are. Tans on, war paint is acquired, drying off quite nicely, and feel pretty sound. So 15.5 hours out. Let's get it.